race 2, and you'll see in just a second we've got a bit of a problem. It's a bit slick. I'm not very adept in the rain yet. I've got very little experience in the rain, and especially at Road America I have 0. So there is a rain line that a person should take, and I'm doing the opposite basically right now. So I'm getting a bit of a master class from a couple very good drivers and far more experienced drivers than me. And it's not really the time I need to be learning. I need to be out front trying to make some points here. So this is me just basically trying to hang on to the car, and I don't really know where I should be going, but you can see it's very, very slick in some spots. But bright side is you can also see we got the transmission fixed, so we have a car that works properly now, so that's good. Right here I should have gone outside. There's a lot more grip to the outside, although it's really tough to convince yourself to do that on that turn, and maybe it's not even that important because it is such a long way around without the apex. It seemed like these tar paved corners, there's like 3 of them, seemed to be the way to go. You could dive down on the apex here, but here's the carousel. I was told right before going out, make sure you stay on the inside of the carousel because the outside is slippery. Well, it turns out that was backwards. So Tom just blew my doors off going around the outside. There's actually quite good grip on the outside, and there's none on the inside. Here, the kink is so difficult to trust to try and go outside and avoid the apex there, but it's really what you need to do, and not something I was willing to do yet. So now I'm just trying to watch Tom, and there's not really and I'm still not doing what he's doing. There's no better person to be following right now, although he's already checked out, and I'm just holding on for dear life, trying not to end up in the grass. So I guess in a way, luckily for me, this race is quite short. There was a bit of a problem. One of the best guys in the whole paddock had a bit of an incident, and that's going to cause a yellow flag here. So we got a full course caution, and we're going to catch up here. We just do, I think, 1 lap at the end of the race. Not even a green-white checker, just a white flag and a checker. So let's catch up at the end there. Probably could tell I was a little indecisive on the start there. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I know I have a faster car than almost everybody in a straight line, especially Tom. Well, not especially Tom, but part of me thought maybe I should just not try and battle him at all and just follow him because I know how much better he is than me in the rain. And but you go wide open when the green flag drops, and I got a faster car, so I went around him. But so there I tried to take the outside. That worked out pretty well, and now I've got a decent run on Aaron. This is the last lap, so I'm just trying to weigh risk and reward here. I could send it and see what happens, but if I loop it or crash, then the season's over. So I did go pretty hard around the outside here, and Aaron and I are side by side going through 5. I've got a decent run, and looking back, I did clear him here. I should have dove down and not given him the inside. I left it wide open for him, partially on purpose, trying to get a strong drive out of the corner, but he's still right there, and I have to brake. There's no grip on the inside here, and if I sent it around or sent it to the inside, I would have gone right into the side of a beautiful Porsche, and I'm not willing to do that. So I braked hard and got out of the way, and then Tom was able to get around me too. So now I'm just trying to hold on to 3rd place. I've learned since last lap, you got to go on the outside of the carousel if you want to find any grip. Difficult to stay outside like that. Tom's an animal. Aaron and I both turned in a little bit, just trying to get straightened out before you're back to full throttle. Here, staying outside in the kink is so scary, but it is the move. And now I've noticed right behind me is the main man, Eric Coutil. So that's bad news too, because now what I really need is a gap between him and me to help make up some points, and that just isn't happening. But at least I'm sort of running the pace with these guys now, so it feels like at least maybe I have something. If it's going to be rain races, I might be able to do something at least. Although I gotta say, I don't like racing in the rain. The unpredictability, like, I think it just has to come with experience and time, and even track to track, it's not like it's the same at every track or even every corner of every track. It's always different. So it's like, it's an experience thing that you just build up to, and difficult to do. But anyway, there's the checkered. We got 3rd place. That's decent, but Coutil got 4th place, so not much of an improvement there. We only got 2 points back.
That was not much fun.
Sorry, dear.
No, we're fine.
You almost had Lichty, though, didn't you?
Yeah, he had an advantage in.
Did Lichty win it?
Yep.
Oh, good for him. Huh?
Yep. In a
Oh,
spot.
that sucked. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Video time over here.
I don't have a lot of rain experience. Tom passed me like I was standing still. I went on the inside in the carousel, which is what you normally do. So there's tar there, and the rubber that's on the tires is on the main race line. When that gets wet, it's like ice, and so you basically drive this really weird line that makes no sense in the rain. And I have so little experience in it that, most importantly, I just didn't want to wreck anybody. So like, just that last lap, I was battling with Lichty for the win, and I was on the rain line on the inside, and we're side by side going into 7. It's like, if I don't lift, I'm gonna wreck him, because I'm gonna slide right up into him. So I had to lift a lot to stay low enough, and that got both Lichty cleared, and then Tom got right around me on that rain line too. So
Sorry, dear.
lots to learn, but I mean,
3rd place?
3rd place, we got a point or 2 back on
Still ahead of Coutil. I think you got
Teal.
3, maybe they said? 2 or 3 points?
I'm guessing 2, but either way, the car's still in one piece, and we've got 2 more races. And I hope it's dry, because to me, that's not even fun. Tom loves that. He's got tons of experience doing that stuff, but that's not for me yet. But.
You have a great smile. You know that?
All right.
You guys want to see something funny? This is coming up to the start of race 3. The car starts smoking. I have no idea why. I ripped some wires out. There's a little, I've got a little control box there for my front heating element. And earlier in the week, for no apparent reason, that thing had just started smoking. It still works, but no idea why. Anyway, I thought maybe that's what it was. It's not that. I still have no idea what it was. I think maybe we just spilled a little bit of oil on the headers, draining the catch can, and that's when it decided to burn off. Either way, it scared the crap out of me. So anyway, here we are. Race 3. The course is dry, and I'm thrilled about that. We started 3rd position, right next to our foe, and right behind 2 crazy fast guys. I've got the outside here, which if I can keep it here on the outside of Coutil, I'm going to have a better exit, and I've got the horsepower advantage. So now I'm trying to find a good drafting buddy. I'm going to choose Coutil or Lichty on this one, because I know he's going to out-drag race Tom. So I stay with him as much as I can. duck out, and we're going to try and make a pass for the lead on the outside of turn 5 here. And we dove in hard on the brakes. Now it's a race up the hill, and I've already cleared them. And this is exactly what I needed to happen in this race. I'll show you maybe a lap or two of this one, but I'm going to spoil it for you. We win this one. Put down some nice clean laps. Car was so good. See if I stay wide open this time. Well, I can't hear it, but I think I did. Anyway, they're battling a little bit behind me, which helps me even further, significantly. And now I've got a huge gap for a first lap deal, and part of that's the street tires. They come in right away. Hoosiers are a little bit better in the long run, but the street tires are ready to go pretty much immediately. So that, and then this car is made for a track like this. So those Honda boys wiped the floor with me at places like Mid-Ohio and Autobahn and a number of other places on the calendar, but I was excited to have a chance have my chance basically to let the car and its strengths show at a place like this. So the next 4 or 5 laps is basically me just doing the same thing over and over again, so we'll wrap it up right here. Woo!
Good job, honey.
Thank you.
You excited?
That was like one of the least exciting races I've had, or at least like happy I am to win a race, because Coutil was right behind me.
I know.
That didn't help us much.
Well,
But it's still fun, and it was fun to prove like that's where this car belongs at this track.
it's a 9-point spread now. So it's still some points. It's too bad Tom.
What happened to him?
Some problem with his wheel. He went off, finished 15th. Shucks.
By now you know, in race 4, Gridlife Touring Cup does a random invert. This time it was 13, so we finished first in race 3, so we started 13th in race 4. I am incredibly urgent. I don't normally ever drive this aggressively, and it maybe doesn't even look that bad, but for the conditions, this was more aggressive than I want to drive and would normally drive, but trying to win a championship, so I'm trying to put it out there a little bit, and although the last thing I want to do is touch anybody, but well, other than a bump draft for DJ, but we've climbed already 6 or 7 spots, and you can see how bad it is. It was dry when we drove to the pits to the grid before the race. It was dry, so I'm still set up to run dry, and Eric put on his rain tires, which was probably the right call. Which you can see I'm trying to make some moves here and really trying to do everything I can to get up there and hope that Coutil just doesn't have the same luck I do. But there, I almost threw it away. That was about as close as I could come to keeping it on track there, but I am in the outside line here, which is the preferred line. It is incredibly slippery, and just trying to get through here, and it's really difficult. And here you can see a little wiggle from Jensen, and that's about all it took. And that put DJ in the wall, and then it was a little bit of a snowball effect. Eric Thiel tried to shoot through a gap, trying to keep up, and just barely tapped another car, which sent him into the wall and wrecked his car. And that ultimately gave me the championship. At this point, we were still down by 6 points or 9 points, or I don't remember even what it is, or what it was, but I knew I had to put a distance on him, and I was trying to do the best that I could. And looking in my rear view going through the kink, shortly after the kink, seeing him in the wall did not give me feelings of joy, if you're wondering. This was one of the strangest feelings I've had in racing, and it's one I've never had in racing, where a person, like, you try so hard, you put so much time, so much money, so much effort into accomplishing this goal, and now it's seemingly accomplished, but at what cost? And my buddy is in the wall, and his car that is a part of him is smashed in, and that's, I still haven't really celebrated at all that I've won. There was no pumping fists, there was no excitement. It was just, is he okay? And geez, this is not what I was looking forward to. This is not how I wanted it. And so yeah, I don't know, it's a strange feeling. And a lot of people said, don't worry about that. That's, this is all part of racing. It could have happened to you. You've had your share of bad luck this year. But I mean, the severity of his bad luck at the end here is just what really made it difficult to get over. I'm still not really over it, and obviously Eric is having to deal with not just not winning the championship, but now he's got to basically either rebuild a car or build a new car, and all the work and expense that goes with that is it takes a strong-willed person to do what we're doing in the first place, and then have to go through something like that. We're not backed by NASCAR teams or money, where well, it's just another chassis, we'll just grab the next one and off we go. It's a big deal. So some of us are fortunate to have some sponsor help for parts and whatnot, but most of this stuff is just out of our pockets, and it's we love it, which is obviously why we do it. But man, stuff like this just makes it difficult. But it is part of racing, and we all know that it's possible when we sign up to do this stuff. So luckily he was completely fine, not a scratch on him. The other guys were fine as well, no injuries, no problems, just some car damage, and it is what it is. I'll let it roll here. I think we kind of see a little bit of the aftermath coming through here, and we'll close off after that. So this is the kink, one of the most dangerous turns in all of the United States, in all of motorsports. High speed, walls both sides, not a lot of room for error, and we've got 50 cars trying to go through here in the rain, getting slippery and sideways. This is basically almost an inevitability when you're pushing as hard as we are. And if you look to your left there, you can see our buddy Eric is in the wall, and I was literally, and I hate using that word, but it actually applies, was literally sick to my stomach for him. And DJ sitting up here too is just sucks to see. But anyway, let's close this one out.
the one.